Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today we have IGN Rengarrrr with Wizard for VOD review. So, yeah, we have another one of those reviews where it's basically just the wine cellar tops. I mean, it's just the classic Wizard. There's no special items like Superior, O-Spell, Dom Spell, none of that. So this is mainly just like raw skill that I'm actually just looking at here. And I mean, off the bat, you're not shield bash sitting, which I talk about in every one of my videos. You should be on the left of him. It's seen in every single wizard video that I've posted here on this channel and some other videos on YouTube for RotMG. But basically, shield bash sitting is when you're basically canceling him before he's gonna like move around anywhere. So by sitting near him on the left over here, if you can see where my cursor is on the map, if you're sitting on the left of him, which on the actual player view map is going to be right here, you'd be able to cancel his movement, and that way you can just EP him and the rest of the group can shoot him as well. I'd be surprised if you haven't already seen this in game and you've always like wondered like, oh, how are people doing this, blah blah blah. Well, now I'm teaching you. You can do it in the first phase if you're standing on the left of him, because he is automatically looking right. I'll talk about this in a second when we go into a different phase, but basically you want to sit on the opposite end of him and like sit behind him, basically like wherever he was moving first. I'll show in a second after the couple phases, or if there's a just prime example. Okay, so that was a pretty bad guard, but yeah, I don't know how the group even hit that. Okay. Right here, this is interesting. I want you guys to pay attention to the group. Let's see, what does the group do? Like, the group... Okay, never mind. The group didn't really move like you did, top right here. But I remember back in the day, like a year or two ago, people would be surprised when O3 goes to the left here, because he usually goes top right. And the reason he went top left, or he could go bottom left, or anywhere else really, is based off of his movement. It's kind of similar to where you'd have to shield bash sit. But look, as you can see, in this phase where it's guarded, it did inner rotates, or not inner rotates, it did stationary, right? And pay attention to where he finished. He finished right here. And in that case, he's gonna go like this way when he does outer rotates, because he goes always like to his top right. So when he's standing in the middle, then his top right is going to be here, which is why the default, like, I guess, go-to spot for this phase is what you did, where you just we like started going top right. But yeah, he went top left. And hold on, let me see if anyone else picked up on this in the run. It doesn't look like anyone really picked up on it, but like if I was like in the run, I would have seen that he was moving weird here. I would have seen this, and then I would have just followed him right there. So yeah, this O3 definitely is a lot about like O3's movement, and it's a lot of I guess game knowledge that you have to understand. So right away here, I'm gonna talk about shield bash sitting right here now. So let's say he's resetting mid from top right over here, or I guess middle right. You'd have to sit right here for the shield bash sit, okay? And like I said before, you want to sit behind him, because in shield bash, he stuns in front of him and shoots horizontal shots like this. So this is how the shots would go for the next phase of shield bash. They would go like this, and the stuns would go like this. However, if you're sitting on him right here, which is technically behind him, because he's facing forward right now, because he just reset from this spot, then you sit behind his little feet right here, and you can EP him, and the stuns will go this way, and your group will stagger. It's the most impactful thing that you can do on any class, so I really recommend learning how to do it. I think it's gonna get like nerfed eventually, so yeah. Alright, well, this is just inner rotates, or not inner, I don't know why I'm calling this inner rotates, but stationary. Okay, right here, so I haven't even really been talking about your gameplay, really. I've been talking about just O3, but you could technically shield bash at this, and I mean, haven't seen anyone else do this except myself so far, but as you can see, he's moving in a very little circle. He doesn't just stand still, and he ended here. Like, it takes a lot of, I guess, intuition to know and to understand, like, where he stopped. But he basically stopped, like, right here, so he's facing this way, so you could shield bash it basically around this area. I've done it, like, 2 or 3 times, and I have them all on recording, but, like, it's definitely, of course, it's dangerous because of all these shots that are coming out, and you really have to understand, like, where he's rotating. Okay, I recommend getting a snake eye, and although I know it was silenced, like, you didn't, I guess, follow him. Also, okay, so for Splendors, I don't really know what I'm watching. I was trying to finish the Splendors, but I can't. Okay, I don't really know why you safe spotted here. You could just EP him here, especially since towers are going up. Because after towers, then you could hit your little safe spots. But you should have just EP'd him. And more importantly, I mean, me personally, I would be camera rotated here, like default camera rotated, so I wouldn't get mixed up. But in fact, I'm not even gonna teach this right now because I don't know where you're supposed to go because your camera is rotated. But basically, you'd want to go bottom right of 03 himself. So I think that's like top left over here, in order to not get hit by 2 of the Splendor shots at once and only get hit by this one. As you can see, like, if you were to stand right here and EP, you wouldn't get hit by this little splash or any of the other splashes. You would only get hit by this one. If you stand directly on top of him, you're gonna get hit by these 2 splashes. And the same thing goes for all of the splash like zones. Red, purple, green, orange. You can get hit by 1 at a time during pre-exalted. So yeah, and I also really don't like how you were backing away. I mean, you're getting towers, but there was definitely no reason to get away from here. For sure. I mean, you're full HP. If anything, you could just fully tank, even though he was invulnerable there. I mean, now he's vulnerable. You're missing out on a lot of damage. Look at all these grouped up noobs. Well, I'll call them noobs. I mean, at least they're in the Splendor, but they're most likely on a 0-8, like Winestar Tops Warriors, what I meant by noobs, and they're still pushing in. But you're full HP, you're not, like, on him at all. So, in Splendors right there, and especially in pre-exalted, you definitely want to be, like, on top of him. I don't really have any more words for that. Okay, so he goes for dominance. So I'm not gonna say for every phase, but again, if you wanted to shield bash him here, as you can see, he's resetting from the bottom right of the map, and he's facing this direction right here. So you shield bash it right here, and it went into shield bash, and you actually went in the right position. I don't know if you know what shield bash sitting is or how to do it, or if you did this on purpose, but yeah, you didn't really have to back away there, I don't think. Hold on, let me watch this back, actually. You may have been too close, to him, because if you're too close, then you'll get hit by the horizontal shots. But you can be basically a tile away and still shield bash at him. But then you won't be able to EP. It really depends on, like, what your goal is out of the shield bash setting. But if your goal is to just help the group, then go and shield bash it like a tile away. You don't even need EP. You could hold out your tier 14 if you want. But if you want to shield bash it and EP at the same time, which is really impactful, of course, because it, like, does a lot of damage, then you need to be closer, but not too close to shots. I have a lot of examples on my YouTube channel, like a lot. And I also talk about it in every video that I make here. Okay, again, you're sitting in the safe spots here. You're at 1,000 HP. There's no reason. There's not even dance portals out. There's no reason to be going in safe spots in Splendors. This is like a very, very rookie wizard mistake. Right here. Okay, so you could EP this phase, and it's definitely more risky if he's not doing outer rotates from the middle, but as you can see, he's vulnerable here for around 2 seconds. If you have the speed for it, if maybe you put on a snake eye ring, then you could EP him and then still get to this little spot so you can, like, shoot him while he's going forward. But You can EP here for sure, and especially if you have a Vesture and you're like exalted in speed, I would definitely recommend it. Alright, just a quick one. For Shield Vesture, you'd have to be right here. This phase goes into Shield Vesture, so this is another thing I haven't brought up yet. Even if okay, so let's say he resets middle from an angle, which he reset from over here, so he resets to the middle. If he goes to another phase like this that's stationary, or get a phase that gets decoyed, so basically it's stationary, he still is in that angle, right? He still went to the middle from this, so he's technically still facing this direction on my screen. So you still want to sit behind him for shield exits. Oh, and I mean, you guys countered it. I don't know whose run this is, or if there's someone just blasting, but I mean, this is kind of insane. I really didn't expect a guard there. Again, the strike you down didn't go top right because of the inner rotates. It stopped like right here, so it went this direction instead of top right. I went over that in like the first phase. Yeah, it said dirty 03. I mean, I appreciate that you're a little pushed in though. There's a decoy. Yeah, this is good. Okay, let's see what this is. Yeah, bro, you definitely need to be EPing this. The middle of the boss room is the safest you'll ever be in this whole entire boss. Like, in this entire boss fight. Not just splendors, not just anything. Like, the middle, okay, the middle, you won't get hit by heaven beams. You won't get hit by these pestis shots ever. Except in dance right here. There's only one example where the shots go into the middle. I don't even know why it's only one example, but this is the only example where the shots will go to the middle. Where you see these shots, they just converge on each other. I don't know why. But yeah. No. Okay, so Dominance. Dominance has these shots. But in inner rotates, or not inner rotates, I don't know why I'm calling this inner rotates, but in stationary, these shots will converge. So, you really, I mean, it really is like just how many O3s you're willing to do and you're gonna do. But, yeah, so in stationary, the shots converge. But it also depends, there's two types of portals that shoot out. And you'll also notice that, like, with the more O3s you do, there's either sprays or these ones that converge on each other. In Dominance, I don't know if I'll get an example here. I'm pretty sure there is one right here. See these shots go in the middle. And Dominance is the only phase where this happens. I really don't know why it is, but in post-exalted, post-dance, whatever, blah, 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 these shots that are coming from these portals will never go inside the middle. Only in Dominance will these shots right here converge, as you can see. But other than that, the middle of 03 is always the safest because you're not getting hit by these pesticide shots usually. See these portals, when they're close, that means they're not going to hit you. But when they're on the outside, they're shooting longer. I don't know why. But, yeah. On top of that, for Splendors, I understand why you don't want to get hit by these Sicken Bombs, but think about this, right? If there was another scenario where there's weakened towers or pesticide shots, there's more chance that you're actually taking more damage from these shots that you're gonna, like, accidentally get hit by. You see these 4 pesticide shots, and then there's the 2 right here. Like, you might get hit by these if you're dodging or if you're going into the safe spots. But if you just simply sat in the middle right here, 1, you would have gotten EPs off and gotten more damage, and 2, you're at 1000 HP. There's no reason to not sit here. The group staggers this, and then it goes into Exalted, and you would have healed up after that. For some reason, you tanked after the fact that it went Exalted, and this is what I wouldn't recommend, because getting hit by this makes you go into combat, and it makes it so your pet healing gets shittier. And you have a 90 M heal, so you need to get your pet up. That's another thing I need to say. Alright. Fury melts. Okay, I mean, this was pretty bad timing. You want to sit longer on him in order to cancel the first jump, because you can cancel this first jump right here if you just sit on him like for like a second longer, and then he would have stood still. The group would have gotten a lot of damage just by shooting in the middle, and he wouldn't have went over here. And like all these people right here probably just aren't shooting him. They're pre-aiming the middle. They're robots. You really want to just make the run clean by making him not move. That's why tricksters exist as well. But you have good dodging on these Fury Melts. Okay, another Splendor. Let's see. So yeah, right here, I mean, I'd be tanking, and I respect you tanking right here. Wait, what am I watching right now? This is literally just goated. Like, you're tanking right here. I don't know why you're not taking pre-exalted. A lot of players wouldn't be tanking in this position. I don't know what got into you. You just randomly just decided to start tanking, which I respect. I would have been tanking as well, but yeah, even in post-exalted, you're 500 HP. The next phase is going to be in 5 seconds, and look, you're at 700 HP. You're fine. This is a pretty good EP. You could have actually died by just sitting like directly on top of him. I'm not gonna lie. You could side EP. You could stand like right here and still be hitting all 10 EP shots. But right here was a little sus. You pretty HP potted though, which is pretty good. And you backed off a little, I guess early in order to not get hit by all 4. But you can actually tank these 2 or 3 that you get hit by if you side EP. And you could actually even use HP pods while you're tanking. So yeah. Alright, actually not even the worst Celestial I've ever seen. So, it's personal preference how you do the Celestial. What matters is that you need to get your EPs off, like, starting here and ending, like, right here. You just need to be hitting EPs. And the problem with you, I think, is you're too far and you're not aiming. So, you could have been standing on my cursor right here, aiming here, and then walking with O3, and you have to aim at the actual O3. This is seen in a lot of my videos and other explanations, but you want to be walking with him and aiming at him. That way, your EP, which is offset a little, as most people know, when you're shooting EP, it doesn't actually shoot directly on top of you. It shoots like half a tile in front of you. So by aiming EP, you can actually hit more shots. And yeah, you want to work on your swap timings there, but your full rotate isn't that bad. I can't lie. You want to do some better tracking, but yeah, I mean, you should have went into that gap. Okay, yeah, your Celestial needs some work. You can just work on it though by just like looking at other people do Celestial and just practicing on your own. Okay, you could have EP'd Cosmos here for sure. Okay, there's a Splendor. Let's see. Go into safe spots at least. At least you don't back off in this one. Okay. So you got TP cancels. You got like 1 EP off. You could have gotten like 2, 3, maybe even 4 EPs in Panic. Okay. This phase goes into shield bash shit. Okay, so look. It went into shield bash shit, and there's this guy right here. He TP cancels it. Okay. He actually just fucking died in front of my eyes. Okay. This guy actually, unironically, this warrior right here would have lived if he just stood still. If he stood still right here instead of whatever he did. I don't know if he moved or something. If he stood still, he would have shield bashed at this. And why? Is because, okay, look at this. O3 reset right here, and because of this decoy that moved to the left, he moves over here, meaning he's facing this direction now while he's on this decoy, okay? And normally, like I taught already, in pre-exalted, the plan is to sit behind him. But in post-exalted, it's the opposite. You want to sit in front of him. Because in post-exalted, he shoots shots behind him. Kind of like these shots right here, but you'll see him in a second. The shots spawn behind him. So you can't sit behind him because you'll just get fucked in the ass. But you can sit in front of him. And although you're getting hit by a bunch of stun shots, it's really important to be shield bashing, or to be TP canceling and sitting shield bash that's post-exalted. because it really helps out the group, and it can push to heavens or even push to his death. So right here, right, he went to the left here, and this brave warrior cancels him, but he moves a little for some reason. I don't know what he did, but if he stood still right there after TP canceling, it would have done shield baskets. The horizontal shots would have went like this, and then the 45-degree ones that went out of his ass would have went like this and this, and he would have just been sitting here, and on warrior he could tank the stun shots, maybe even use some HP pots, and he would have been fine. But instead he moved and he just insta died. So yeah, rip my boy Mr. Boat. Okay, you didn't get any EPs there, I don't think. Hold on, let me rewatch that. Yeah, you didn't get any EPs. You want to sit a little longer there. I mean, you just need more practice with this. TP canceling, I guess, and like EPing after TP canceling. Your dodging is really good though. I can compliment that for sure. But you need a lot of work on Wizard. I think you need to watch some videos that I have posted on this channel, maybe some other VOD reviews of other people, and I'd be glad to VOD review you in like a couple weeks if you think you've gotten better and you want more tips. So yeah, GG Duckspark got top damage over you, man. Very unfortunate. So yeah, main thing that I want you to focus on is really just game knowledge, because you have dodging and your aim's not bad. Your positioning could be better. It's pretty good, but it could be better. And yeah, the main thing that you need is just game knowledge, and you'll get this from either A, playing a lot, or watching a lot. So what I recommend, of course, is just watching a bunch of TAU, because TAU has some great Wizard videos, and I go over a lot of stuff in the VOD reviews and also the gameplays itself. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend for you. And as far as this gameplay goes, I mean, this is definitely not elite worthy yet, but I think if you played like this for 2 or 3 weeks, you could definitely get it. You just need to, like, yeah, I guess, put in some hours, maybe like an hour or 2 a day, and you could get it. You just need to watch some videos as well. So yeah, if you liked, like and leave a comment and subscribe, and if you dislike. So yeah, see ya.